In the quiet town of Gary, Indiana, Latoya Ammons lived with her 3 children in a small house on Carolina Street. Life had been challenging since her husband left, but Latoya did her best to provide for her kids. 2 sons, Mark and Darius, and a daughter named Rosa. Strange things started happening in their home. It began with eerie footsteps in the dead of night, echoing through the hallway when everyone was supposed to be asleep. Latoya dismissed them at first, blaming the old house settling or her imagination playing tricks. But soon, the footsteps became accompanied by whispers, indistinct voices that seemed to come from nowhere. Rosa, the youngest, began to talk about an imaginary friend named Emily, who would appear and disappear at random. Latoya found it unsettling, especially when Rosa claimed that Emily would sometimes speak in a deep, growling voice that frightened her. One night, Latoya woke to find Rosa sleepwalking. She was standing in the living room, staring blankly at the wall. When Latoya tried to wake her, Rosa screamed and collapsed, as if in pain. Latoya rushed her to the hospital, but doctors couldn't find anything physically wrong. As weeks passed, the activity in the house escalated. Objects moved on their own. Doors slammed shut without wind, and shadows seemed to dart around corners. Mark and Darius, usually lively boys, became withdrawn and afraid. They started seeing dark figures in their room at night, shapes that filled them with dread. Desperate for answers, Latoya sought help from local churches. Reverend Michael, a kind-hearted pastor, visited the house to bless it. But during his visit, strange phenomena intensified. The air turned icy cold, despite it being a warm summer day. Reverend Michael felt a presence, something malevolent lurking in the shadows. Frightened but determined, Reverend Michael contacted Father James, a Catholic priest known for his experience with spiritual matters. Father James agreed to visit the Ammons' home, suspecting that something beyond the ordinary was at play. Father James arrived with his assistant, Sister Margaret, a no-nonsense nun with a gentle demeanor. They conducted interviews with Latoya and her children, documenting their experiences. Each retelling seemed to confirm their worst fears. The Ammons family was dealing with a demonic presence. Sister Margaret noticed subtle signs of possession in Rosa. Changes in behavior, aversion to sacred objects, and a profound fear of certain places in the house. Father James performed a preliminary blessing, hoping it would provide some relief. But the entity resisted, mocking their efforts with violent outbursts and chilling threats whispered in Latin. Realizing the gravity of the situation, Father James petitioned the bishop for permission to perform a formal exorcism, a rare and solemn ritual reserved for the most severe cases of demonic possession. The bishop, after careful consideration, granted his request. On a stormy night, the Ammons' house was filled with the presence of clergy, investigators, and concerned neighbors. Father James, assisted by Reverend Michael and Sister Margaret, began the exorcism ritual. They surrounded Rosa, who lay on the bed, trembling and muttering incoherently. The ritual was intense and harrowing. Rosa thrashed violently, her voice changing to a guttural growl as the entity within her resisted expulsion. Father James recited prayers of deliverance, commanding the demon to leave in the name of God. Father James recited prayers of deliverance, commanding the demon to leave in the name of God. The air crackled with spiritual tension, and everyone present felt the weight of unseen forces battling for control. After hours of relentless struggle, a sudden calm descended upon the room. Rosa lay still, her breathing steady and peaceful. The darkness that had plagued the Ammons family seemed to lift, dissipating like morning mist. The priests and Sister Margaret remained cautious, knowing that demonic forces could be deceptive. But as days turned into weeks, the Ammons family reported no further disturbances. Mark and Darius regained their cheerful spirits, and Rosa spoke of Emily no more. News of the exorcism spread through the town and beyond. Some dismissed it as superstition, while others saw it as a testament to faith and the battle between good and evil. Father James and Sister Margaret continued to keep in touch with the Ammons family, offering support and prayers. Years passed, and the events at the Ammons house became a footnote in local folklore. Latoya remarried and moved her family to a new home, far from Carolina Street. Rosa grew up healthy and happy, with no memory of the darkness that once threatened to consume her. Father James retired from active ministry, but continued to counsel families facing spiritual crises. Sister Margaret became known for her compassion and wisdom, mentoring young nuns and sharing her experiences with humility. As for the Ammons family, they found peace in their new life. The scars of their ordeal remained, but so did their faith in a higher power that had delivered them from despair. They never forgot the lessons learned in the crucible of fear and faith, a testament to the enduring power of love and courage in the face of darkness. The house on Carolina Street stood silent and still, its walls holding secrets that only the wind whispered to those who dared to listen. And in the quiet moments of reflection, Latoya would sometimes wonder, was it all a nightmare or a test of faith? She may never know for sure, but one thing remained certain. Their journey had brought them closer together and strengthened their belief in the unseen forces that shape our lives.
If you want more stories like this, please subscribe to my YouTube channel to be updated in my latest uploads. Thank you for watching. Click the video to watch my uploads.